Welcome to Ink2 Video. Every day we break down powerful books into simple stories and show you exactly how to apply them.
Meet Vardha. He recently landed a promotion and authored a social media post that went viral. Almost overnight, his internal monologue shifts. He starts seeing himself as a genius. This shift immediately alters his behavior. He spends his afternoons monitoring his public image and tracking engagement metrics. When a junior colleague suggests a more efficient workflow, Vardha takes it as a personal insult and abruptly shuts the conversation down. This illustrates confirmation bias. His ego actively rejects red data points of criticism, exclusively absorbing green praise, creating a blind spot. Watch this blind spot morph into a Dunning-Kruger curve. His extreme peak of perceived knowledge directly masks a dangerous lack of true competence. He has become entirely fixated on the identity of a successful person. Consequently, he has stopped doing the very work that generated his initial success. Then, Vardha picks up a copy of Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. The framework inside forces him to confront an uncomfortable reality. His newfound arrogance is a fragile shield designed to protect a deep-seated insecurity. Holiday breaks down how ego sabotages us at every career stage. When you are first aspiring to a goal, your ego tricks your brain into talking endlessly about your grand plans. You get the psychological reward of achievement without executing a single task. Once you achieve a measure of success, the ego mutates. It breeds intense defensiveness and paranoia, making you entirely blind to competitive threats. And when failure inevitably arrives, the ego prevents you from extracting any useful lessons. It forces you to shift the blame onto your team, the market, or bad luck. Ego acts as a continuous psychological parasite across your entire life. As Holiday writes, pride is what makes us think we know everything. The exact moment you believe you have nothing left to learn is the moment your growth permanently stops. Vardha decides to dismantle his ego through strict daily routines. His first step is killing his internal narrative. When a project goes well, he stops telling himself he was destined for greatness. He tells himself he got lucky and he worked hard. Next, he builds this triad ecosystem to enforce structural humility. This is the plus-minus-equal rule. He finds a mentor to learn from above him, a peer to exchange ideas with beside him, and a student to teach below him. This continuous loop keeps his perspective grounded. He also implements a policy of radical silence. In meetings, Vardha forces himself to wait until the absolute end to speak. This ensures he has fully absorbed everyone else's ideas before offering his own. Months later, Vardha attends a high-stakes charity dinner and is seated next to an industry titan. In the past, he would have spent the evening monologuing about his vision to look like a peer. Instead, he asks genuine questions and listens for 90% of the conversation. By prioritizing the internal mechanics of how the Titan thinks over the external appearance of being his equal, Vardha gains more perspective in 1 hour than he had in the previous year. The executive is struck by his maturity, and a mentorship begins. Vardha has reached a point of internal stability. He feels a deep, quiet peace because he no longer has to exhaust himself performing for an audience. He has replaced his fragile self-esteem with rigorous internal standards. Because his self-worth is no longer tied to external praise, he can process a failed project or harsh criticism objectively without it destroying his mental health. Humility provides the clarity required for long-term survival and leadership. It serves as an aggressive tool for maintaining an accurate view of the world, unclouded by the need for constant validation. But the ego is never permanently defeated. It is a dragon you must slay every single day. Staying a student requires an active choice to prioritize the task at hand over the title you hold. Who are you desperately trying to look successful for? And what specific action would you take today if you knew for a fact that no one would ever give you credit for it?
Subscribe to the channel and comment on which point you would like to implement in your life and which book we should read next.